Okay, here's how you embed a Google Calendar on a Schoolwires website. So here's just the curriculum team's website that I'll be using just as a temporary place to work on. The first thing you want to do is go to Google Calendar, and if you haven't created your calendar, obviously you need to create it. One important fact, let's call it class-wise, you got to make sure it's public. Otherwise, parents won't be able to see it. If you don't want parents to see it, but you want students, you can also just share it to Wilson School District people as well. Notice you have a couple options here, a drop-down menu, see only for busy time. All it'll say is busy. They won't be able to see like homework on page 17 and the information there. So make sure it is public. You can also share it with a particular person and they can manage it too as well and share the responsibilities of keeping the calendar updated. So when you hit create calendar, it'll warn you that it's going to be public, and in a moment it'll be here. I do want to make a quick pitch for Google Classroom. Some really new features, great new features just came out with Google Classroom, and one of those is going to be calendar integration. Unfortunately, it didn't come out now. It looks like next month it'll be around. So when you create an assignment in Google Calendar, in Google Classroom, when you post an assignment, it'll also post it into a Google Calendar that's mapped back to that class. So if you start using a Google Calendar now, there's not a big issue of importing events into another calendar. So we can show you how to do that once that's up and running. Okay, so we have this calendar class-wise. So I'm just going to say for tomorrow, I'm just going to click and change it to my class Y calendar and say pop quiz on first day. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, so that event is created. What I need to do then is go into the settings of that calendar. So a little drop down arrow next to that calendar. If I go to the calendar settings, brings me back to where I named and everything like that. But now I have some other tools down here, and the link to the HTML link is right there. So I can copy that link, and that's a web version of it. And that's just like any other web page. If I paste that in or link it from my website, it becomes a link out to the calendar. So for example, in Schoolwires, I could say a link to calendar or calendar for class X or class Y, I called it this time. And I just make a link. Make sure you do a web address. When you do paste in a link in Schoolwires, it's kind of a hassle in the fact that it has https:// You need to change this as well as get rid of this. I don't know why Schoolwires just doesn't let you paste the link in, but that's the way it works. So you make sure you remove that extra https:// and I hit insert link. So that now became a link to my calendar from the curriculum website once I refresh that page. There it is there. When I click on it, it should open up the calendar into a new window, and there's our pop quiz for the first day of school. If you want to embed it, maybe make it look a little bit nicer on your site down below, instead of using the HTML to get a link to it, you can also grab this code here. A lot of teachers, though, like to customize what that's going to look like. So you could grab the code here, but if you customize the color, it'll take you to another page that allows you to change some things. You can actually change the calendar title. I'll just call it Title Class Y. So now it just changed the title there. I can take off the title, leave the title. I can change the navigation button so they're gone. So a lot of different options you can do. If you don't like the month view, you can go to week view. If you don't like that, you can go to agenda view, which gives you a listing of events. Again, just a bunch of different settings. You can even layer calendars on top of each other. So this is a class web page. Maybe it's your home page. Maybe you have two classes with two different calendars. You can overlay both of those on in different colors, and you can change the colors with this drop-down menu. Once you've done kind of manipulating the settings for your calendar, if you hit update HTML, this code in here is what you'll need to grab. So I'll just Control A selects all, and then Control C allow me to copy. Now back on the site, I'm just going to embed it down here above my name. I'll show you a little trick to find your way in Schoolwires. Click that link. A lot of times when you get into code, it gets confusing. So if I go over to HTML, I don't know where I need to stick this code. So if I just go down to where I want to put the embedded calendar on this particular web page, say if I want to put it right here, what I do is usually put the @ symbol in there, and that helps me find it when I get into HTML mode. So when I click the button down below here to HTML mode, it takes me into all that HTML. Now it's kind of a hassle sometimes to find those @ symbols. Now they are right there, but if it was difficult for me to find that, I could do Control F And then search is a way to find things on a web page. So I can search for those things, and now I found those. So I'm going to highlight them and then paste in that code that I got from Google's configure tool for embedding a Google Calendar. So when I hit save, probably will show me on here that it's done, but I'll also show you the live version out here again. I'll refresh. The link will go away because I deleted it up here, and the embed it calendar should be down below. And there it is there. Hopefully that helps in embedding calendars. If not, let me know and we make something else.